thank you very much to my colleague and friend, Representative Ross, for yielding to me. And I thank both our chairmen for putting on this very important hearing today. And thank you to the testifiers. For the record, I'd like to just note that Mr. Jordan misrepresented actually the legality of the elections in Pennsylvania. They were found to be free and fair by all courts. Ms. Lakin, I'd like to follow up with you. You remember that Professor Nick Stephanopoulos, who appeared before our subcommittee at our hearing held on July 16th, 2021, proposed using or importing the disparate impact standard used in other areas of civil rights law for vote denial claims. What are the pros and cons of that approach?
Thank you for that question, Representative Dean. There are some virtues of this kind of burden shifting approach. For example, it provides some guidance to courts on how to weigh the different interests against each other, the interests that plaintiffs have in protecting voting rights and the interest that the state has in terms of advancing or protecting elections and so forth. But it also provides the plaintiffs an opportunity to come back and say, no, there is a better way, there's a less restrictive way in order to protect both interests, voting rights and the state's interests. So that is one of the advantages of providing some tools for the courts here in a burden shifting framework that is familiar. But at the same time, there is a familiar test that the courts have already used under Section 2 in protecting voting rights under that framework, and codifying factors that are or not relevant, restoring the Section 2 two-step test that courts are very familiar with, also has its advantages as well.
Thank you so much for that. And my time is running short. Mr. Greenbaum, if I could ask you just quickly, we know that Congress must address the burn of its decisions narrowing of Section 2's scope. But even if we do amend it successfully to respond to burn of it, to respond to the decision, would Section 2 litigation alone be enough or adequate substitute for Section 5?
No, it wouldn't be, Congresswoman Dean. Retrogression is a completely different issue than what Section 2 covers.
I thank you very much. I see my time has expired. Again, thank you to Representative Ross, and I yield back.
Thank you.